Дорогие друзья, следующий докладчик.
Dear friends, the next presenter is Vladimir Vasilyevich Yary, a psychologist, head of Theosophical School of Moscow, Russia. Built in Krasnoyarsk region, Borodino served in the armed forces of the Russian army, graduated from the Siberian Institute of Business Management and Psychology. In Krasnoyarsk, worked as the head of the Center for Civic Education, created schools of theosophy in Krasnoyarsk, Krai, Gorny, Altai, Moscow, St. Petersburg, Kirov, Yekaterinburg, Saratov, Voronezh, Biysk, Moldova, Belarus. Project manager, Interregional Theosophical Seminars of Russia, International Research Seminars, Sacred Doctrine. Vladimir Vasilyevich Yary, with his research, the age of fire is the discipline of mind. Of course, the doctrine of fire is written by Madame Blavatsky. It is the great teaching and the great book. And it's saying that the least understandable, the most complicated thing is the nature of our mind. Fire, in its essence, is mind, because the power applicable to fire is applicable through its reflection. And it's also true for the mind, because that is exactly the essence of mind, fire. Of course, fire can make us do something that is fire, as the revelation of life, as incarnation and former of life. In its power and purity, to reflect, fire means the most powerful desire, love. Moldova is the greatest god. In Hinduism, it exists as karma before it was presented in this essence of power that makes us do something, that allows our consciousness to proceed the evolution. That means the fiery power. And the teaching given by the Mahatmas of humanity was the Sacred Doctrine by Madame Blavatsky, and the third volume of the Sacred Doctrine. At the finishing stage, it was Agni Yoga by Yary family. Of course, they were telling us to pay attention to psychic energy. They were telling what the fire means, what is their meaning, the essence of life, and they gave us this law of karma and the law of reincarnation. Before, the speakers were saying that we should create a kind of a program so that the whole humanity is moved towards the moral perfection. The only thing to be used in this promotion is the two laws. They give us this disciplined approach to life. If we understand that we don't die, why don't we? It's because the evolutionary way of mind goes into immensity, into eternity without limits. If we come to this earth, as here only can we get transmutation and transformation for our mind and for our understanding, then there is the appropriate approach to life.
Сознать этих два закона.
And it's quite easy to understand these two laws. As you know, the fiery era is already here. We're here in fire. It's all good, you see. But it's too bad that we're not conscious of our own fire or our psychic energy. It's something not related to us. We don't relate to it. We understand that it is a good name, that there was the fiery energy that allowed in certain cases St. Lucia evolutionate and not die. She got this protection that kept her alive. Why was she supposed to go to burn, to leave this world? She was supposed to go to the astral plane, and that was the great deed from her side. It was a fight with Lucifer in order not to be attached. Magnetic links existed with Lucifer, and Madame Rerich had to burn down her lower astral plane. Nobody ever did something like that. That it was the unique experience of fiery transformation still on Earth with the conductors of our material bodies. They were so transformed, the very elements of this karma of human desires were transformed and became the high pure fire, what is crystal clear. That was the fire having a particular quality in it. This quality was acquired quite easily. Every ray or logos is reflected in this space full of this feature of fire of life, and the fire itself, that is triple-sided, it is actually where the fire begins, then the fire goes to light, and that means that there are the three features and the initial purity. When it reflects, then all the qualities and features of what the fire reflects go to this fire every time. As Madame Blavatsky describes from the first to seventh stanza of Zion, of the first volume, she describes movement as emanation. Emanation is a reflection of this fire, and the fire with its features becomes constructor, cosmocratus. Actually, this fire is the sovereign of the universe, and the fire is the core. The core is in the sun. This core is the sovereign, Shambhu. His fire, his rays, his emanations are fire in their nature. That is why we are calling everybody to be in spirit, because the spirit is the carrier of this potentiality of the fire in nature that reflect Oyehu, or the cosmic man. As we've come to this understanding that the cosmic being is there, the cosmic human being, there is macrocosmos and microcosmos, and microcosmos is macrocosmos. If we correlate this feature with ourselves, that is true for all of us. It means that we have all the opportunities to go to the
здесь на земле.
brotherhood full of light and to make it true here on earth. Hierarchy is not far away. Hierarchy is in the fire, and the fire is within us. 749 fires.
Значит, все возможности для нас есть.
It means that we have all the opportunities in the era of fire. The era of fire is symbolized by the era of Aquarius. As you know, all the old teachings, ancient teachings were saying, and were prophets of this time. This time is now. All of us, in a particular degree, to which we've come down because of what we've accumulated, the karma, what we've accumulated. That is the result of, as a result, we see how our mind reflects the reality. The way we reflected this particular worldview we have, either it expands or crystallizes, and we choose what we do, our will chooses. If we have defined that the fire is love, as there is everything as the first essence, it is the revelation of the greatest sense of compassion. That is the first feeling that gives us Kamadeva, the king of nature, world, caused
Вот этим ой-охо
to existence by this Oyahu. In its essence, it brings this fiery nature of the purest mind. We should keep in mind that if fire goes through everything, it is the creator, it is the carrier of truth itself. It is the revelator of this truth. It's everything. And we can revelate this deity only in ourselves. Only human being can do it, nobody else. The Lord of our sun system is human being Buddha, the human being Jesus Christ is the human being. If we call them the 5th or the 6th grade of school, 7th grade, no matter. It's the one who's passed through the wave of evolution of humanity is the human being. Human being slash God, and the one who is in spirit. Then this human being revelates the deity on earth as the creator. And I'd like to say that the law of differentiation initially meant the causeless cause of everything. That is the law of relativity. To put away the law of relativity is equal to as if we took the particle that we needed the most in this great macrocosm, that it lacked one small particle, and then there is the black hole, and a kind of illusion we go into. That is why we have to synthesize, know how to do it, how to synthesize. Knowing that is the picture of fire. There's so few fiery minds. It's a rare feature to synthesize. When it happens, it only happens when the human being is fallen to the bottom and finds it horrible what he or she has done, to the degree that is ready to escape. But where to go and why? At the crossroads, he met somebody, maybe a dog, a mosquito, something alive, and out of nowhere there is a kind of this very fire, this very light, the third aspect of fire, the light, the bulb lights up and the values are reevaluated. Somebody comes, there is information coming. So there is fire inside and euphoria. And everything is radiant inside. And this person doesn't understand what to do. That is why, at this point, with this light inside, he should love this light. Of course, he's full of joy. It's done something somehow logically like that. Okay, I'll decide that and do this till the end of my life. But when the light comes up, the absolute truth is what we're attached to, what we love, what is altruistic, with no selfishness, with no egoism. It's pure. And this light, love to the carrier of this light is natural, love to the teacher. Then it's possible to get united with the higher powers in spirit. The space fire touches upon this enlightened thought in the human being. It doesn't get it in full because it's sparkled in spirit, not in the rational mind. We should come up to the rational mind. It takes time, but slowly, slowly, as the plant grows, the similar way, the human being has reflected the whole nature in the sparkle of spirit, the initial sparkle of fire, and then it starts transforming our brain. And there are new twists in our brain growing as antennas. They can perceive the space fire and the new ideas. As this touching happens, meaning the space fire with our thought, then the psychic energy comes up. How does it come up? Only through a thinking person. He is given the thought, and the space fire has touched upon it to revelate qualities through this thought. And the quality of fire is revealed by the thought. So we are responsible for our thoughts. Thoughts are accumulated experience of our habits. Where we go, if we go to the light, to the common joy, if we are in love with the carrier of this truth, then, in this case, we start following the teaching in full. Only then start with doing this when we've understood the meaning of fire, the way our mind reflects reality, and we're trying to purify our mind. These are the stages. It should be conscious. We should be conscious of that. But to understand this, we should firstly perform. What do we perform? The decrees, the teachings. We are following them, but we don't understand. We do understand, but don't yet. But when we start to implement them, then we are in this process, conscious. And that is the only way to transmutate our centers with this higher fire that finds its foundation on the free will, firstly. This free will should be disciplined, and then the responsibility is there. The responsibility is the result of consciousness, conscious attitude. We become responsible. And the responsible person understands what solemnity is. He is solemn himself, his fire, heart is full with fire of this dragon of wisdom. Today, I would like to say one thing. We are, all of us, each of you, is in the light, in the world of fire. In the teaching of Madame Rarich, the fiery world is mentioned. It's present in each of you. The world of ideas is present in you. The hierarchy of light is also there. You only lack your will to revelate it, to revelate this great essence. Here is the wheel of the great law in fire. It was launched. This wheel was launched by H.P. Blavatsky. Then it was supported by the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh humanity mentioned in Cosmogenesis, and the Rarich family launched it as the enlightened ones. Next it moved to Kemerova, Mr. Bakanov. Let's keep memory of him fresh. Established the Theosophical Society of Russia and created so many schools. I was his student, of course, and glad to know that I'm still his student, because we do communicate. So Mr. Bakanov launched as non-enlightened one for all the people, but as the enlightened one for the ones who know this will of the great law, of good law, and it keeps it's still in motion since 1989. 1989 is the year of the yellow dragon. It's when this fiery wheel was launched. Sorry, it's 1988, and the whole immensity is present here. The two eights. I'm just bringing you to the point that the new year is coming. And it's already here for 1 week. It has come, and it has changed the year of the black hair to the year of the blue dragon. The blue dragon symbolizes the wise thought. Wisdom, the very Nidana, symbolizes it. And the dragon is in the golden section of the good law will. This wheel of good law includes such principles as Adam Kadmon, the yellow bull,
Христа
or the Christ. Jesus Christ, Buddha,
имеется в виду, потому что человек есть
it
сознание,
means the mind, consciousness, because the human being is mind, universe is mind, microcosm is mind, therefore microcosm is microcosm and microcosm is macrocosm. Here is the great law that allows humanity to evolutionate. And the one who knows the law, as the teacher, is pushing us to it.
знаете, бытие
As you know the laws, you know the being, you know this, yourself,
развивается сознание.
because mind evolutions according to these laws.
Ну и вот получается, значит, дракончик.
The dragon
Собачка находится не
is countered by the dog,
твердости.
Nidana of stiffness.
Твердость должна, конечно же, иметь
отношение к дракону, то есть
Okay, of course, it should be related to the dragon because
если твердость,
stiffness is in wisdom.
то
But if it's in wisdom, then the person should develop
творчество,
the
и только тогда он твердо
independent creativity. Only then will he
совершенствование. Что
become
значит совершенствование? Что значит
ready for perfection. What is the activity of perfection? That is the ability to think independently. Independent thinking means there are qualities
исполнение указа,
to follow the law,
качество
the decree,
указа, а не анархию.
not the anarchy,
Самодеятельность, да?
not the thing that I'm doing what I want to.
Происходит, да?
You see what's happening in the planet right now.
Творили.
вот
That's what
слава
we've
Богу, что
done.
сейчас мы потихонечку
Thanks
гармонизируем
God, right now, step by step, we start harmonizing it, at least here,
центр Москвы, в сердце.
in the center of Moscow, in the heart
Мы
of
находимся
Earth.
а число
Right now, we're in the center of Earth, the 24th, the date,
о драконе огненном
means there is the Lord,
вступили
the fiery dragon. We've
Колесо
come into the year
желтого
of the dragon. The wheel of the yellow dragon is launched, and the Lord is born today.
поприветствуем трепетом сердца.
Let's hail him
огнями духа
with the beating of our heart, with the fire of our spirit. What is a great deed we are doing. Here, the peace in the whole world is done like that by our high feeling of compassion.
образ мелькнуть должен в ваше сознание просто так.
And there should be an image like that in your mind, how compassion works. It
Сразу же просвещает, зажигает
enlightens
Устремляет.
and lights you up and makes you
свойства огня.
deliberate at the same time. That is the essence of fire. Congratulations, one more dragon. We're in the era, the century of the white dragon. It's present here. The combination of nidanas include him as well as the dog, the goat, and the bull.
Все вот так вот работает дракон.
It all works.
День сегодняшний.
The way the dragon works. Today's day is the white dog.
Представляете?
Can you imagine?
Работает колесо благого закона.
So the wheel of the good law is working,
Драконы
and
имеют
all the dragons
все стихии.
have all the elements.
А значит,
It means
неизменная стихия,
that the
которая самая главная,
one element
стихия.
that remains unchangeable is the fiery element. And this fiery
Будители
element
всего нанизаны стихия.
has
Эфир,
the ether,
стихия, воздух,
the air,
стихия, земля,
the earth,
желтая,
the yellow one,
стихия огня,
the fire
Ну,
itself
как ядро огонь.
as the core on it.
представьте себе, каждый из вас
Each of you, could you imagine,
в кресте мудрости.
is in the cross of wisdom today
Мы все этим огнем
with this fire.
побуждаемы.
We are
И устремлены
we're all caused by this fire.
Я вас всех приветствую.
We are all
На этом огненном пути.
here on this fiery path.
Я еще
Welcome.
пару слов сказать.
I'd also like to say a few words
Предупреждение такое для вас.
to make a kind of prevention for you, for us, for all of us.
Нам в учении дается предупреждение, да?
In the teaching, there is a prevention for us. As soon as the disciple chooses the path of light
И серьезное его отношение,
and has a serious attitude,
то все
then
кармические,
all
положительные, отрицательные,
good and bad karmic accumulations
с неудержимым потоком.
go to him as a flow.
Знаем, да, как только серьезно, так сразу проблема.
We all know,
Как только серьезно,
as soon as we have a serious approach, then the problems come up.
знаете, как трудно сюда приехать было, да?
How difficult it was to come here.
Верьте, да,
Do you know? Like it was samsara, will, it was making us pure. As soon as we've come, we've become fresh-born, you see, as if we were under shower. In Russia, it's complicated anyway, because we have a particular status right now,
объединять.
and our status is to unite.
Мы даже воюем, объединяем.
Even in war, we unite. That's great.
Это великое сострадание.
That's great compassion
Вся наша страна,
in our country,
видите,
presented by the president.
что говорит наш президент, да?
What our president says,
Все там как элементы присутствуют.
you can think that you're all presented there
То это плохо.
as elements, and if you doubt, then it's bad. You should
Он исправляет
stay with him, whatever he does. Then, if we fully trust him, then he will be corrected by our beliefs.
дракон черный.
Mr. Putin is the black dragon.
Ну что я о нем сегодня?
Я говорю это, да? Нигде не
Why do
записано.
I mention him?
Работает колесо, понимаете? Дракон.
Because the wheel is working.
Изначально.
Dragon is wisdom, the initial wisdom. It comes with the light of heart.
Я выйду ради них все.
That is why he's saying everything there is for the family, for the military personnel.
Замужняя женщина.
Nidana
Психологический аспект.
has the psychological aspect of wife,
Семья там все.
of married woman.
Вот это состояние души.
That is the state of
Ну а так как он
soul,
над всей нашей родиной
as he is
сейчас,
the head of
то есть
Russia right now. Thanks God.
было хорошо.
Let the world be prosperous. Thank you.
Владимир Васильевич, большое спасибо.
Thank you very much. Vladimir Vasilyevich, thank you for your revelation and the directions you have pointed out. They will undoubtedly give an impetus to a deeper and a more profound study of the works by Blavatsky and the Rurik family. Practical application is possible only according to the systemic study of the works, which leads to one and only one thing: work on oneself. This is the main task for the sake of which the gurus gave this knowledge to the world. And thank you very much that you are giving this impetus, which reveals the essence of the direction in the sequence of the changing world and accordingly the human consciousness.